Well, I am actually quite amazed. Not only do we have a fantastic band, Quietland, in the studio, but they brought home-baked cake for us.
Way.
We aim to please.
And it's a WI recipe.
It is. It's a swine WI recipe that my mother gave me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in, first of all, on this bright and sunny morning for April. So, Quietland. I should introduce you for the benefit of our good listeners. We've got Gareth.
Hi.
Guitar soundscapes.
That's a good use of phrasing, yes.
And backing vocals.
Backing vocals too. Yeah.
And then we've got Matt on an incredibly powerful voice, even at 8:20 on a Monday morning.
It is a challenge. So,
so you've been together for 11 years now.
That's correct. Yeah.
And you're not punching each other's lights out with hatred.
No. We do that in the privacy of a confined room.
No, we lived together for a while throughout that, in shared houses, and even then got on all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that you might be thinking now, but just in a communal house kind of way.
Indeed,
Probably
yeah.
shouldn't point it.
No, we sort of formed at university. We went to Salford University, and we kind of formed as a band then, a 5-piece. And then after university, kind of obviously drifted into insignificance because of trying to get work and everything else, and we just became a writing partnership mainly for what was probably about 5 or 6 years, 7 years, a long time.
Yeah, surprisingly long time actually. We've since in the last year or so we've started thinking about putting a proper full-on electric band back together, and that's really where we are now. Effectively, that's a tiny potted history of the band.
Incredibly tiny potted history of it. So, are you band members who became friends, or were you friends that formed a band?
We were on the same course at uni, so
It all happened quite quickly. I don't think there was I think we sort of became friends and formed a band at pretty much the same time, didn't we?
That's pretty accurate, actually.
Yeah. And the other members of the band, apart from the drummer, the current drummer anyway, we're also friends on similar courses or the same course at university, and so it just sort of started as an organic thing like that. And I guess in some ways that's why it's lasted so long.
I noticed Matt's wearing a rather natty Cardiacs t-shirt. And also in your influences list on the MySpace page, you've got Porcupine Tree, which is always gets a thumbs up. People who are not just aware of, but fans of Porcupine Tree. A bit of Floyd, Smashing Pumpkins, Stanley Clarke, and Prince, which seems like a strange one to add after prog's not a dirty word anymore, so we can say quite a progressive musical set of influences.
That's entirely down to our bassist Louise, actually, who runs the MySpace site. She'll have squeezed that one onto there. Although we are big Prince fans as well.
She's a bigger Prince fan.
She's definitely a bigger Prince fan. Given the chance, she would readily stalk him on certain of it. But,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, in some of the reviews we've had, we've been likened to Smashing Pumpkins, Radiohead, Blackfield, and a range of different bands. But I think there's quite a lot of different influences in our music. The album ranges between stuff that is quite heavy and progressive in places, tracks like I'm Tired, to more acoustic numbers like the one we're going to play in a bit, which it could come from somewhere completely different.
Well, there is a very, as you say, a massively wide dynamic on. It's called Output One, the album.
That's right, yeah.
Which is a very Radioheadish title, if you don't mind me saying so.
Right, interesting. It came out of pure ridiculousness, because the recording software that we use, Logic Pro on the computer, whenever you save an audio file, it saves it as Output 1 too.
Right.
And one of the songs was originally titled Output 1. Unfortunately, when I write with the computer, and you have to save the song before you've actually started to write it. So you have to give it a name, and there's a tradition of ridiculous names of songs on my computer, tracks like Beef.
you can tell that he records mainly after dinner, can't you? It's the first thing that comes to his head.
It's food related, yeah. But Output 1 was the title for track number 9, Pale and Wide, and then we decided it was a better album title.
Well, just looking at the titles, some of them are quite oblique.
It's a nice way of putting it, yeah.
Noblesse oblige, so I put my teeth in. Mitya's last word, Mitya's next word, nice to say bye-bye, Leviathan Grace. When Chris first gave me the album, I was actually imagining it would be a lot more po-faced than it actually is. And then you turn up, because it is a very powerful album, but you turn up and you're all happy and smiling.
That's all his fault.
Frustrating, isn't it? I can't seem to write happy music, unfortunately.
I think in the 11 years we have one happy song.
Yes, and strangely enough, it's not on the album. You write the happy stuff, actually. You're definitely better at writing the happy stuff than I am. I just can't. I can't go to the light place. I can only go towards the dark when I'm writing, unfortunately.
But the song names, again, they all come from Matt. Again, they start as a stupid, ridiculous name on my computer, and then obviously the song name tends to come out of the lyric, which is Matt's area. And no, Cotton Wool was mine.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Cotton Wool was. They're all relevant. It just doesn't may seem like they're consciously pretentious. I suppose they are, but but I like that about them. They're very personal.
I always saw pretension as being unrealised ambition.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
Can we quote you on that?
Yeah.
Certainly can.
Jason says. Okay, we got that.
So leave me alone.
So the album's going to get a bit of a sneaky re-release on Baby Boom Records.
It's going to get, yeah, it's only been released as promo at the moment, so it's going to be officially released on Baby Boom in May. We think May the 19th. We're keeping the date at the moment quite flexible because of the strangeness of getting press reviews. No one will review an album if it's already out.
Mm-hmm.
And the lead-in time for some places is phenomenal. So if you say it's out in 2 weeks, they go, oh no, we haven't got time to do that.
Yeah.
So in our instances, we quite like good reviews. So we can be flexible with our release date. A colleague coined it a liquid release date. Keep changing it.
Why not?
Yeah. No, I think it will be about May the 19th, and it'll be available via the Baby Boom website as a starting point, and hopefully further on from there.
So you've deliberately decided not to go and play every crummy little rock toilet in the north.
Well, we've done that. Not in this. I mean, I've been playing in bands since I was 13, so I spent all of my, and probably the same for you, isn't it? Spent my formative years whilst I was at school playing those sorts of gigs, playing those venues, and it didn't do anything for us at the time, and it may well be different now, I'm sure. But we've been spending our efforts doing more other promotional marketing methods. We have got now 5 or 6 really good reviews off the back of just belligerently spending time contacting people and sending the CD out. We're on the radio with you guys, obviously, and so things are starting to happen in that way, which is a little bit different to the approach from most bands. Was
that a conscious decision a few years ago that you went, we're just going to hang up our gig plectrums for a while? And
well, yeah, I mean, I think we all love playing live. I mean, we have played quite a few gigs over the years. Matt and I have done quite a lot of acoustic gigs, and then with the full band we've played a few gigs, but they've all been kind of private affairs, and we love playing, but at the same time we don't love playing to 3 people. So
it's quite soul-destroying, really. So we thought we'd try the other soul-destroying pursuit of plugging instead.
Yeah.
Which is
so if we can promote it a bit and then do a launch where we'll actually get some people there because they've heard of us and stuff, and that'll be better for us, I think.
Well, at least when you're plugging from home, you can do it in your pyjamas.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rather than have to get your fancy gig trousers on.
You'd have to get your gold lame out to get on your PC.
Well, to be fair, we could play gigs in pyjamas, but it would be a story.
I'm not sure how many girls we'd score, to be honest, Gareth.
And as I must admit, an admirable way of plugging your MySpace site, you've got a bit of a competition that isn't just dependent on people getting in touch with us now this instant.
Apologies.
Another bonus for the idea of it being podcast. I shall allow you to introduce the competition.
Yes, that's cross-marketing, isn't it?
Yes.
That's good. Essentially, we have 25 EPs to give away, which the EPs contain material that are not on the album, so it's quite a big thing. And we're going to give those 25 EPs away to the first 25 people who either
comment
or, well, actually it's going to have to be email because we're going to need their address.
Well, you can comment us or send us a message on MySpace. It's myspace.com/quietlandband, and they will receive a copy of the EP, which was actually under our former band name of Sarongs.
Yes. So it's almost like a pseudonym, but it's the other way around. Quietland is a pseudonym for Sarong, effectively.
Absolutely.
But yes, that has 4 tracks on it.
2 of which are on the album, but these are the demo versions from before.
And 2 tracks that will be completely new to everyone, or apart from us, obviously. But as an additional
competition number two.
Competition. We're in the process of creating an alias or an avatar for the band who will slyly go around and plug the band in her own right on. We won't give the information away already.
I think you are. Yeah.
On the web. So a bit of guerrilla marketing, and its name is hidden on the MySpace. So the first person to find out what its name is and email us with the name will also win a signed copy of the album as well as the EP.
Fantastic. Right, I'm going to give yourselves and myself 39 seconds to rejig the levels into full-on rock monster mode. And then, is it nice to say bye-bye?
It is, yes.
That we're going to be playing. This is All FM Breakfast Express 96.9 Quietland coming up in 39 seconds.